welcome to my channel. I make videos on art, upcycling, and DIYs, so if that interests you, feel free to subscribe. Today, I'm finally going to be sharing my most viral technique that I've shared on TikTok and Instagram, and it's how to make faux stained glass. I've been doing this technique for a couple years now. The first piece I did was a stained glass backdrop for my wedding, and it turned out so cool. I did that with wood and resin. And then last year I made these stained glass windows for Halloween, and that's what I'm going to be showing you in this video. I've also made some for Christmas as well. I've used a couple different materials and different techniques for this. For this one, I'll be showing you how I used gallery glass, which is a little bit more accessible. The result isn't quite as even as resin, which is what I used for my wedding. The technique I'm showing you does require a laser, but there are other ways to do it for sure. You can use the gallery glass and draw your design, like the lead part, the black part of the design, or you can use like this plastic faux leading. There are other ways to do it. If you do have access to a laser, or maybe your library or a local makerspace has one, this technique is so much fun, and I've created the coolest pieces for my house, and I hope to make more in the future. Like I said, I filmed this last year and I have no idea why I'd never edited it and shared it, but it's never too late. Now that Halloween is here again, I figured this would be the perfect time to share it with you. I was in a huge rush last year, which is why I ended up using gallery glass. So it's not quite the quality that I would want, but it's so much easier if you are someone who doesn't want to, expose yourself to resin and deal with the mixing and the mess of resin. Resin's just a huge headache. It does have a little bit better of an effect, but it's a huge headache. So in this video, I'll be using gallery glass and my laser, and yeah, let's get into the video. The first thing that I did was draw out my design on my iPad. I'm using Procreate, and I'm using a brush, like a round brush that is all the same width. There's no, variance in it, and that makes for some great stained glass. I'm using the symmetry tool for the bat, and then for the spider web, I took off the symmetry tool to make it, different on different sides. I then broke it up into 5 sections because my laser is not very big, and took it to my laser and I had it cut it out. So I ended up with 5 different sections that I would have to glue together. And this is what they look like when they're done. They're pretty fragile, but this project definitely doesn't have to be perfect, especially because you're seeing it with light behind it. So any little blemishes kind of blend in. I used some wood specific super glue, but you can use any super glue, and I put it on all the tiny ends. And honestly, these probably will end up breaking later, but it doesn't matter. The glue we're going to put on later will hold it together, and so will the stuff we're putting in the middle. I did put some plastic acetate, which I'll use again later, underneath, just to make sure it didn't stick to my desk. And it's nice because you only have to hold this for a few seconds. I like to do around 30 seconds, and then I like to kind of move it around on the plastic to make sure it's not completely sticking to the plastic. We will glue it to the plastic later, but we're not quite ready for that step yet. And then I did that with all 5 of my pieces. Like I said, they were not perfect. I kind of took off some of the extra glue and moved it on the plastic so it wouldn't stick. And then I prepped the extra acetate. This is the same product. It's called acetate. It's like a plastic sheet. And then I used some clear tape and taped them together and cut it to the correct size. And that is going to be our backing. I then took my giant piece outside, and with some black spray paint, I painted the whole thing on both sides. This does take quite a lot of spray paint. Thankfully, the insides are kind of already black, but I had to go through a few cans of spray paint in order to get this the way that I wanted it, just because it's, you're focusing on tiny little lines, so it's tricky. So I had that finished piece, and then I had the acetate right next to it, and then I used this spray on adhesive. I sprayed it on the back side, and then I took it and I flipped the glue covered side onto the acetate and let it dry. I felt like it was kind of hard to film. I don't know why. I should have set up a tripod, but that's basically what I did. It was super simple. And then I got my gallery glass. I was in a rush for this one, so gallery glass is just gonna have to do. I didn't want to mix a bunch of resin colors. This takes way less time than resin. It doesn't have quite as nice of a finish, but like I said, we make do. So I used a bunch of different colors, and I planned out the colors that I wanted to do on my iPad, like in the initial design first. And I'm focusing on getting all of those edges and then filling it in and popping any bubbles where needed. This did really hurt my hand eventually, and I did try to do like one color and then let it dry and then do another color, just because it is very easy to like get, you know, your shirt sleeves in it. But this took a lot less time than you might think, and it was super satisfying. It was like a real life coloring book, especially these little squares. I loved just like trying to be as efficient as possible and getting in all of those nooks and crannies, and then going back and getting any tiny little bubbles with an X-Acto knife. And that is all I did with the gallery glass. But for some reason, and I can't remember why, I decided to also fill this green with resin. If I had to guess, it's because I ran out of green and they didn't have any more at Michael's. That would be my guess. I'm not really sure. That's got to be the reason. But here's a little example of what you could do instead of using the gallery glass. You could pour resin into each one of them and then use a stick or something and kind of push the resin around and fill it out. That's what I did for another one, but yeah, I'm not sure why I did that. And then I got some of this like window privacy cling, and it just said to attach it with some water. So that's what I did. I just got this on Amazon. I peeled it off and sprayed the whole thing down with water, and then I removed the backing and spread it all out, trying to get as many bubbles out as I could. It definitely wasn't perfect. So from the outside, you can kind of see the bubbles, but it's not bad. It's good enough for me, that's for sure. Once I removed as many bubbles as I could, I took a box cutter that actually came with a window cling, and I very carefully cut the edges. I do vividly remember last year cutting myself on this exact box cutter though, so as you are doing this, be very careful. And then I took these little hooks that are for jewelry making, and I twisted them into the top, and then took some fishing line and tied that on there. And then I actually nailed holes into like the molding of my windows because I didn't want to do any of the plastic parts. I don't know if you know, windows like have a lot of plastic surrounding them and then molding. So yeah, I didn't want to mess with that. So I hammered it into the molding so they kind of like float out and away. So once I tied those up, this is almost like a backup thing if the tape fails. So I use packing tape, actually, is what I use to attach it to the window. And then if the packing tape gets hot and fails, there are, you know, some fishing lines to hold it up. So it's not the best system. My laser's not very big, so that's why it doesn't fill it completely, but I still think it's fun. It's cute. This brings so much light into the room, and it casts the most amazing reflections. This is by far my favorite part of all of our Halloween decor. I think it's so cute and almost like old-timey, a little bit of vintage vibes with the super bright colors. It just totally transforms our house, and it's in our living room. And this is what it looks like from outside. These turned out so adorable. Obviously, they're not perfect. It would be even better if I had a bigger laser and I could make them fit the whole window. I do think eventually I will make one that's kind of more permanent for the times where it's not holidays, and maybe I'll do another YouTube on that if you want to see how I do the resin technique, because I don't just pour the resin, I also dapple it. And yeah, let me know if you want to see more of this technique. I hope you found this video helpful, and let me know if you have any questions. Thank you so much for watching, and happy making.